friends, welcome back to my channel. Sorry this is a day late. Normally my upload day is on Monday and well, it's Tuesday, but I was making some biscuits for breakfast and I thought this would be a great time to share a video that has been on my to-do list for a while. I've had several requests for a video on how I make my buttermilk biscuits. I made a blog post a while back. It may actually even be the very first blog post on the website. I'll have to check and see, but I think so. And the recipe is there. I'll link the recipe below and you can reference that. But buttermilk biscuits are super easy. They're delicious. They are the perfect accompaniment to any meal. Obviously perfect for breakfast. They go great with supper and they're easy. There is no reason why someone should have to have store-bought biscuits unless they want to. That's just how easy biscuits are. So I'm going to walk you step by step what I use, the ingredients that I use, substitutions if you need them, all that good stuff. So if you end up making biscuits, please tag me on Instagram so I can see, let me know how they turned out, and let's make biscuits. So the first thing that I do is I'll go ahead and make my buttermilk. I normally don't keep buttermilk because I'll just make it real fast, and all you need to do is just take the amount of milk you need and just add a splash of vinegar and then let it set around 5 to 7 minutes, and it will begin to thicken up and have some chunks in it, and that will work in place of buttermilk. Then I'm going to put my flour in the bowl. I like to use self-rising flour. I've put a self-rising flour substitution in the recipe on the blog. I just like to use self-rising flour for this because it's fast and I don't have to use my brain. But self-rising flour has flour, salt, and baking powder in it, and like I said, you can find the substitution for that in the recipe on the blog. So after I have my flour in my bowl, then I'm going to grate my butter into the flour. Use cold butter. If it's not cold, it won't grate very well. You don't have to grate it. You can cut it into chunks and then cut it in with pastry cutter. I just find that grating it makes it go a little bit faster and a little bit easier for me. And then I'll get it in and I'll finish incorporating it into the flour with a pastry cutter. This just saves a little bit of time, and this makes sure that the butter and the flour are really mixed together well. You're going to be going for a kind of like the consistency of a crumble, like a streusel topping like you do for muffins. About like that is what you're going for. And that's exactly what you want it to look like right there. You don't want any big chunks of butter left in it. Then I'm going to take my buttermilk, which is set. You can kind of see it's thickened up, and I'm going to just take it and add it in to my flour and butter mixture. And what you're going for, you don't want a really tough, dry dough. You want kind of a wet, shaggy, very soft dough, and you don't want to overwork your dough or your biscuits will be tough. So I'm just going to mix it and adjust if I need to. If I see that I need to add a little more flour, I add too much milk. It's really just the more you make, the more familiar you'll be with what is the right consistency. And I'll just mix everything until it's pretty thoroughly mixed. Everything is wet. Like I said, you don't want to overwork the dough. You don't want it to be too tough, but you do want everything to be mixed well. And it will be a soft, shaggy dough. And pretty sticky too. Then I'm going to put a generous amount of flour on a cutting board to pat out my biscuits. I don't like to do it on my counter because it makes too big of a mess. But I'll just turn the dough out and put it on the floured surface, and then I'm going to flour the top as well because it is a sticky dough and I don't want it to stick to my hands too much. You can see there it's on all over my fingers. But just generously flour the top and then pat it out. I don't use a rolling pin. I just use my hands to pat it out because it is such a soft dough. there's no need for a rolling pin. It's not like a pastry or anything like that. It's a very soft dough and it'll do pretty much whatever you want. I usually pat it out to about a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 of an inch thickness, just depending on the size of biscuits I need. If I need more biscuits, I'll pat it out thinner. If I need less, I'll let it stay a little thicker. Then I'll use a biscuit cutter to cut out the biscuits. You can use anything to cut out biscuits. I just got these biscuit cutters from Target. Some people use glasses. Some people even take a tomato sauce can and cut out the top and bottom and wash it and use that for a biscuit cutter. It works great. Whatever works for you, whatever size biscuit you need, you can find something that'll work. At the end, whenever I have all the little ends and pieces and scrap bits left over from where I've cut everything else out, I'll just smush them together and make a new biscuit. It won't be as pretty as the other ones, but that way you're not wasting any dough. Then I will put my biscuits into a preheated 450 degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes, depending on how brown you want them. This was, I think, 13 minutes. And then a lot of times I will brush the tops with butter once it comes out. And it's just so yummy and delicious and amazing. The biscuits have a little slight crunch on the outside and they're tender on the inside, and oh, so delicious, so easy. I don't think you'll be able to go back to store-bought biscuits after making these. So I hope you enjoyed this video and have seen just how easy it is to make amazing, delicious, fluffy biscuits that are a little bit of a crunch on the outside and are tender on the inside. Hope you enjoy it. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you subscribed. I post this kind of content all the time. Some vlog style, day in the life type stuff, recipes, you name it. We just have all kinds of stuff here. And I would love it if you would subscribe. It lets me know that you've liked the things that I'm sharing. And you can also follow me on Instagram. I post there several times a week. Sometimes things that just won't fit into a YouTube video or just little updates. But thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again in the next video.